Hello guys, welcome to Shireen Ka Bawarchi Khana, and today's recipe is Odisha's Rasgulla version. So here I am taking a liter of milk, and with that I am taking vinegar and water mixture, both are equal in quantities. So once the milk is boiled, I am adding the vinegar water mixture into it because I don't want to make the flavor of vinegar very prominent in the chana, and it will be very difficult for us to like wash the flavor, and you have to keep washing and rinsing it for a longer time. So this mixture will help you a lot because it can also curdle the milk. As you can see, in few minutes the hay and the milk is curdled and the fat and hay is totally divided. You can see how the beautiful chana is come out. So now I'll be straining it out in a strainer. A patila I'm taking and a cloth. So patila will help the hot hay not to go directly to the sink. So right now I am just collecting it over the cotton cloth because it will help in straining the excess water which we don't need. We need a very little moisture in the chana because rasgulla will get bind only with a little moisture, not too much of moisture, or don't need to add any binding agents. So you can see here I am separating all the chana, and now I'll be washing it in a running water. So it will help us to reduce the flavor of vinegar over here. So you can see this as I'm doing. So once it's washed, I'll be churning the excess water by continuously moving the cloth which I'm using here. So you can see the running water helps very much in reducing the flavor of vinegar, and it's very less. So when you will wash it, just you smell and you can feel there is no vinegar, then it's ready to go. And ultimately it will cool down the chana also immediately. So the process is in the here video, you can see this. So now I have off the tap and continuously I am stirring, like I am folding the dupatta continuously. You can see over here, and the water coming here is like drop water, and then I am just removing it from the cloth. You can also hang it without churning it, but it's a quick trick which I use, so I'm sharing here. So you can see the chena is looking a bit dry here. So if you will like churn it for a longer time, then it can lose all the water. So just simply add few drops of water if you feel that it is dry and it will not bind. So I have just mashed it with the help of my corner of the palm. So I'm taking a little piece over here. So I'll be smoothing it out in between my palm. I'm rubbing it, you can see. So by rubbing you can get a smooth texture over here. So you can see the rasgulla is quite a fluffy one, but I feel that it's not totally ready. You can see there are many deep cracks, right? So just mash it up again, and don't mash it more than like it requires because it can release its fat and it will be very difficult for us to bind it again. So I'm just mushing it, and again I'll be taking it in between my palms and I'm rubbing it. You can see as well here in the video. After rubbing for a few seconds, I'll be rolling it out into a round shape or a round ball. So perfect size for a small rasgulla. So now it is much more cleaner than the previous one. You can compare as well. It's not the same, but the process which I'm going to demonstrate ahead in the video, you will see that it will help in like no breaking of your rasgullas definitely. So it is a version of Odia Rasgulla. So here you can see it is getting very smooth outer texture. You can see it's totally done now. So you have to make the rasgullas like this only. So I want to show you a clip that I was making when. So you can see after mashing it in between the palms how the texture is came, and before how it is. So see the difference. So you have to use that, the totally smoother one, and you have to roll it. And if you feel that there are some cracks, just mash in between the palm for a few seconds and again roll it, so you will feel that it's like done. So similarly you have to make all the rasagullas. So I'm showing you how the rubbing process is. Like you can see, in between the gaps of your palm you have to rub it. So definitely you will achieve a smoother rasagulla by time. So once it's done, I'll be keeping it aside. So you can see already I have made 3 rasgullas over there, but this process was to demonstrate a proper recipe to you. But if you feel it's not good, then you can again mash it up. But we can make rasgulla. So here the smoother ones are there. So I'm caramelizing a 2 spoon of sugar here with like 1 tablespoon of water. So just caramelize it and it will give the Odia rasgulla its distinct color. So it's like going in the process, and once it's caramelized I'll be using some water to melt down the crystals and to mix it up in the water well. Initially you will feel that it's not dissolving, so don't worry guys. When the water will be hot and it's getting boiling temperature will be higher, then it will start to dissolve the crystals over the pan also. So it is not a big deal if you found that it's stuck below the bottom and everything. So just keep stirring it, or you can just simply leave it. So you will find that the crystals are totally melt down. So I'll be adding more water. Like in the full process I'm going to use a cup of sugar and 5 cup of water. Similar is the quantity. If you are making more rasgullas, according to the sweetness you can balance your sugar and water, but definitely water contents is more than double than the sugar because we want a light syrup. Okay, and I'm just mixing it, you can see over here, and after few seconds all the things will be totally melting together. So I'm just keeping it in a stir mode only right now. And till then I have also taken a crushed cardamom pods with me. I have taken 2 cardamom pods. It gives a very nice flavor. So I will recommend you to crystallize the sugar very well. And the other process is you can also make this in a pressure cooker. So definitely someday I will be sharing the recipe too. So it's still the sugar crystals are below. Bilkul, it is like completely not melt. Within few minutes it will melt down. So you don't worry about that. Like you can see a crystal is stuck in my spoon. I can show you here. So just keep mixing it and eventually you will find that the crystal is melting down, and you can see the color, it's totally golden because of the brownish syrup. And now I'm adding the cardamom pods, and now we'll cover it with a lid and wait for its boiling point. The boiling points will be like around very much a higher boiling point we need when we'll put the rasgullas, because the temperature only help us to keep the rasgullas intact in its size and the pressure. So here the main thing I found in making rasgullas is that pressure and temperature means a lot while you are making rasgulla. So before this I have tried making it of many variations, but the only mistake which I found in my rasgullas were that I was not covering the lid with a very pressurized way. So here that is I'm going to show you that how you have to cover the lid. So you can see the boiling has started over here. So right now we'll wait for 30 seconds and you can see how it is boiling. A very high boil should come, and then we will start adding the rasgulla balls. So I'm adding all the balls. I have made around 11 to 12 balls out of the 1 liter milk. So it's a very small size. If you will double it, definitely you will get 6 rasgullas out of 1 liter milk. So you can estimate. So I have covered the lid, and now I'll be putting a heavy vessel with full of water over it, and I'll be keeping it on high flame for 30 minutes. And after 30 minutes you can see how beautifully it came out. So I'm putting it in a chilled water. The chilled water here help us to keep its size intact and the softness intact. So it will stop the cooking procedure, as the heat will be not there. So cooking will definitely stop, and it will be a more softy spongy rasgulla. And it will also help in like cleaning the rasgullas, because sometimes the the sugar's dirt is also paste like sticks with the rasgulla, so I'm washing it eventually in the cold water also after keeping it for 5 to 10 minutes. And now I'm squeezing it. You can see I can squeeze it and it's not breaking, right? So I will be squeezing it again. So you can see it's not breaking at all. I'm applying a huge pressure, you can see here. And I'll again put it in the water, and in few seconds it can hold its shape again, the round shape. So again you can see how soft it has come. So I'm just squeezing the excess water and I will be putting it in the sugar syrup. So what I have done here, I have reduced the sugar syrup a bit so that the sweetness will be little increased, and mostly your sugar syrup is not going to be waste. So that is the most useful funda over here. So just I'm squeezing it and dropping over the pan, and you can see how soft and spongy it has come. Immediately it's bouncing back. So I'll be cutting it with a spoon and I will show you how spongy it is from inside. You can see the sponge formation inside it. So I'll be cutting it. So it was not on a hard surface, so I'm finding a little difficult to cut it, but definitely it is going to be a very softer rasgullas, and you can keep it for 7 days in a fridge and you can definitely have it, and it's not going to be like sour in taste. So you can see in the next clip I'll be showing the sponginess. So definitely you can see the sponge, the jali over here, the net formation.